Hello, it's LaDonna Stein at Dallas Pinup, a hair and makeup artist here, and today I want to show you guys how to do cat eyeliner on yourself. I know it's a big thing that a lot of people have questions about, and I've developed a technique that I use on myself, and I use it on other people as well, but it is something I came up with as I got older and my eyes started to kind of fall in the corners, which is normal. Like our eye shape changes as we get older, generally tending to go, you know, the skin comes down, so we can't just like slap on our eyeliner like we could when we were 20 years old. So here's some techniques that hopefully can take you to applying cat eyeliner for the rest of your life. If you want to wear it when you're 90 like me, then I mean, I'm not 90, but I plan to wear cat eyeliner when I'm 90. Here's some techniques to make sure it still looks amazing. So first of all, I really like this product. It is by Real Color, called the Dramatist, and it's a felt tip style black eyeliner. I've tried a lot of eyeliners. This one is not very expensive. It's like $11 at Sally Beauty Supply. I've tried all the others, all the ones that everyone else likes a lot, and for one reason or another I didn't like them, found fault. But this one actually I totally love. It stays put, it's not too shiny, it doesn't look weird, it doesn't smudge, it is awesome, and it's very easy to apply. So one thing I like about it is it has this nice sharp point, and it's kind of a felt tip, but it has some bend to it, just a little bit. But you want to use that shape to create your shape. But so this is my personal preference. I do use the technique that I'm going to show you to when I approach any kind of eyeliner, even on my clients. But so whether you use an angle brush or a pointy brush with like a gel liner, things like that, there's the technique of approaching the shape, it will be the same. So now I may have to move myself. I hope I didn't mess myself up by setting myself up here. Let's see here. And yes, still have bad roots because I am dyeing my hair green next week, so get over it. But anyways, that's why I'm wearing this hairstyle, so that it kind of hides the roots there. But anyways, we are going to start with our eyeliner. So one thing, see how this is long and pointy? Always use the shape of your brush to help you out along the way. So it's already shaped like a little cattail. So really, if I lay it on its side, it's going to work like a stamp. So the first thing I want to do is approach my eyes with my eyes open. And so don't do this action because it's always going to be somewhere different than you think it is when you put it on. If you close one eye and look at the other like that, like it's never going to end up. We are mostly concerned about how our eyeliner looks when our eyes are open, correct? Like when we're looking at people. So that's the way you should, that's the first technique for approaching your eyeliner. So I'm just going to lay this puppy on its side, and I'm going to look at the, pretending that if I was drawing a line from here on up, where that line would go. So that gives me a mental guideline of where to start my cat eye. So basically, starting from this corner and going up, but following that angle right down there, which is the angle of my natural curve of my lower lash line. So I'm just going to kind of approach that and just put a stamp. Looky there, stamp it. Looking straight ahead. So that way I know it's going up. It's not making some weird curve or pointing down when my eyes are open. And I'll go ahead and do both sides because it's important to match. Alright. You can even lay it on its side and kind of drag it. This is totally weird doing this in a camera instead of in a mirror. I may grab a mirror real fast. Okay, another mirror here. So hopefully you guys can still see what I'm doing. Okay, so it's kind of like a little chunky right now. Aha! I couldn't see that without the mirror. Alright, so I'm gonna perfect that point a little bit. I had my guy out too long. Sometimes these you just gotta push it against the lid and kind of bend it and it'll load it back up with some liquid. Okay, here we go. So I'm pointing the tip out and pulling in so that I create, instead of trying to like flick it out. So there's my first cat eye, first little tail of my cat eye. And now I want to, can you see what I'm doing? Okay. Now I want to, while looking straight ahead, start to fill in. So we're going to take that angle and start to bring it down towards the center. And we don't worry about this part yet. We just want to create that first bit. Now when I get about to the middle, I'm going to turn my brush the other way, the point, and I'm going to turn my head to the side and look at myself kind of like side eye, because that, like that, side eye, that stretches the skin on the inner eye. So, pointing towards the inner eye here, tip of the point, stretching the skin by looking at it, not pulling on it. And let's see if I'm even getting close here. Okay, even better with the mirror. Alrighty, so we're just connecting that line, checking how it looks when we're looking straight ahead. And generally we don't want too much of a curve. I'm going to put this away while I talk about this. We don't want too much of a curve right here. Otherwise it will create the effect of like a crow's foot, or a drooping eye. We want our cat eye to do the opposite of we want it to lift our eyes up, not bring our eyes down. So generally you want to keep that point kind of straight out. You don't want any curving under. If it's going to curve, you want it to curve like this as opposed to like this, if that makes sense. Because that mimics the shadow under a bulge of our skin falling down. So if we're going like this, kind of a curve, then that'll kind of lift everything and defy any kind of bulging on the sides of our eyeballs, because that happens, especially as we get older. This is going to fall and droop. And generally you want to have, you want to be able to see the lid, this part right here, when your eyes open, between your lash line and your, basically you don't want your eyeliner to be too thick. Actually, I'm lying. I will not tell anyone how thick their eyeliner should be. But creating that nice balance. So sometimes if you have a thinner lid here, like if you have barely any showing, this part, barely any showing when you're looking straight ahead, then do a tighter little line. Just draw it, lay it straight on its side, and just like stamp across your lash line. So see how tiny that is? So it's just getting right in between the lashes. Like if you feel like you're always like, oh my god, my eyeliner is so big. So anyways, I'm just going in and filling in to the lash line. So that first angle drawing that I had done, and I'm just kind of perfecting any lines, any wiggles. Okay, but we definitely want to make sure I have only one rule. Honestly, I think people should be creative with their makeup. I think they should have fun. Whenever I see someone, I don't ever judge their makeup. I think that if they're trying, it's awesome. Like whatever, do whatever you want to. But generally, a rule that I have is please fill in your eyeliner all the way to in between your eyelashes. So we don't want a big chunk of, you know, skin showing between your eyelashes and the top of your eyeliner. Makes me crazy. Okay, so now let's make them even. So right now I've got, well, two different eyeliners on here. Like I haven't filled in that little thing. And sometimes if I'm, you know, I'll just go straight across and then I'll do my cattail last, and then, so let's pretend that I've gone straight across. If that is less stressful to you, then go straight across. Make sure we're using that side so that we can get a nice straight line. And now, and then I did my little cattail. Let's just look and see, are these angles symmetrical? Even though that one's not filled in, we can it's good to go ahead and assess that right from the beginning, because that'll make your job, make it all easier. It's easier to fix when there's not a whole bunch of eyeliner already there. So I'm just going to take a look. And how you can check actually is look straight ahead into your mirror, tilt your head back while still looking in the mirror, and you can kind of see we're looking at this line right here, the bottom part. Later we'll check the top part when they're both filled in. So actually looks pretty close. Well, it's kind of hard to tell right now actually. We'll check at the end. So, because there's always a way to fix it. So let's go ahead and fill in, because right now I've got a little like check mark thing going on. Okay, good, you guys can see. So I'm just taking that little check mark and just drawing like a straight line between the two. And I'm looking down a little bit, but I'm not like closing all the way. Because when you close all the way, it scrunches up your skin. And especially as we get older, that's going to be, the skin is going to be looser and looser there. So looking down keeps it a little tighter as opposed to closing. That's why we put our eyelashes on with our eyes open. So let's look at ourselves here. Perfect a few little things. Keeps getting dry because I'm talking so much. Okay. And I'm just kind of squeezing it against that, bending it basically. Can you see how I'm bending it? Probably not. Okay. So now let's check our symmetry. Just looking straight ahead. Alrighty. Alright, so this one's going up a little more than this one. And it's a little longer. It is so weird to do your eye makeup in a camera. Totally weird. Okay. Okay, that is much closer, and we can see with our eyes tilted back, those angles are the same. Hope I didn't have any nose hairs there for y'all. Okay, so there's still kind of like a little smudginess underneath, and that's okay, because you know what? I'm going to fix it, and I'm going to show you how to fix it real easy. So, say you just like went crazy, and now you're like, here, I'm kind of going crazy. And now you're like, instead of like just making more on this side and then your eyeliner suddenly becomes like this ginormous madness, take a, take any kind of brush that is thin, see how thin that is? And kind of flat. Just something where you can get a nice, precise end. So it could be another lip brush that's clean. It could be anything that's, I happen to be using this, which I hope doesn't totally freak anybody out and think, oh my god, I have to go buy this brush. No, just any kind of brush that's that's flat and can kind of be precise. So I'm going to load it with some foundation, and you're going to need also a tissue or something to wipe it off on. So I'm just going to get a little bit, and I'm kind of going back and forth to create a precise like tip. Okay, I'm trying to do this without. Okay, so you can see how like it's all messy and smudgy on this one, especially compared to that one. Or just say I just want to like make it more, the point more awesome. So I'm pointing the edge of my brush, the tip of my brush at the edge I want to create. And that's a rule that I say a lot. Point the tip of your brush at the edge you want to create. And I've loaded it with, and then, sorry. So I wiped off a little bit of that liner, and yeah, it extended it a little bit, but we'll come back for that. And then I wiped off the excess. So I'm using the foundation like an eraser, liquid foundation. But you can't just leave it there. It's a gray smudgy mess. Like, you have to kind of keep going back and forth. So I've reloaded with some fresh foundation. And then I'm going to kind of keep tweaking that cleanup. And now they're much better. Okay, cleaning off my brush. So it's like back and forth. Oh my god, I feel like Bob Ross here. Okay. Okay, loading up with a little more foundation. And I like using foundation as an eraser if you've already got stuff on, because, so I'm not just covering it with foundation and leaving it. I'm actually like, the foundation is a remover. And you could do the same thing with eye makeup remover, but just keep in mind the eye makeup remover is going to remove all the other stuff too. Whereas if you use a foundation, oh yeah, wiping off, make y'all see this, okay. Wiping off, reloading with just a little bit of foundation. And, okay, so if I'm using a foundation as an eraser, I'm not bringing it all the way back to bare skin, because then you'd have to reapply your primer in that little spot, and then reapply your eyeshadow, all the powder products, and kind of have to fill in the hole that you just made. Whereas this kind of gives you a little bit less of a hole. You could easily build on top of this with your eyeshadow, because eyeshadow will stick to the foundation. Kind of like a little primer. Okay, so things are popping up there. Okay. Oh, I see Ashley and Nefertiti and Victoria. Hello. Let's see here. Okay, so now they're pretty darn even. Yeah, no big deal. So basically, I love that trick with the fixing it. And I might take this one and just like perfect it just a little bit to make it real clean on the bottom. So it's just clean it up, wipe it off, and then clean it up. And you just keep going back and forth until there's no weird gray smudges, and your eyeliner looks the way you want it to. Yeah. Alrighty. Okay. Anyone have any questions? Favorite eyeliners. Oh, so this is my favorite eyeliner that I have tried. And I've tried all the other ones that everyone else likes. And I like it because it's matte. The black is very black. And it does stay put all day. Like, it's awesome. It's great. And the pen is nice. And I love the fact that it is, kind of reminds me of those Christian Louboutin, like, nail polishes. So it's got a beautiful design too. Yes, so, and it is called, it's Real Colors Dramatist, and you get it at Sally's. Yes, it is not super fancy, but it is super awesome. So, good question, Rashi. Thank you. Anyone? And if you have any other questions, oh, did you? Dramatist. Oh my God, there's no way to read that. Real Colors Dramatist at Sally Beauty Supply. Okay. Oh, and my favorite, oh, I don't have any here. Favorite eyeliner product for like the inner rim for something very black that stays put all day. That is my biggest criteria for an eyeliner. It has to stay put. I don't care about anything else. If it does not stay put, if it ends up somewhere that I did not put it, I will not use it. Makeup Forever, the Aqua XL black pencil liner is amazing. Other favorite if you prefer a pencil. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and there will be more tutorials on random shit coming up in the future. Alright, thanks a lot.